we're finding out that we have issues with the master insurance. There's not enough coverage, or perhaps it's expired. They gave me the wrong insurance. And then when I'm calling to get the update, they're like, hey, we haven't found one yet. And that gets me in a spot because now I'm dealing with a community that is not insured.
But a lot of the time I have to look at that master policy to determine how I'm insuring the individual condo unit.
Oh, and you need to get a copy of the evidence of insurance to get the loss payee changed and the vesting, or you need something done. You know, I'm dealing with a website, logging in. Hopefully I have the right credentials. I don't know. It
or
goes out.
It's phone robot trying to get the right thing.
Good luck trying to get through to someone. Whereas
Has
with
that
MK,
delayed closings, Boo? Miserable in the process.
It makes everyone's life miserable because then I spend 2-3 hours trying to get something, whereas I could just send MK a text, be like, hey, I need this, and she sends it over.
So what we'd like for y'all to do is make our lives easier, okay?
Please.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jason Thibodeau, your host of the Mortgage Lounge. I have with me, yes, I'm a very lucky man today. It's good to see you, gals. One of them's my wife. One of them's married to my best friend. Say hi, How am I doing?
Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous.
What? You have to have fun.
Okay.
Well, you may not already know. You better, by the way. Lorraine owns an escrow company. Okay.
Yay.
MK owns an insurance brokerage. Yes. Okay. Coastal Insurance, on-demand escrow. What they do kind of complements one another. You're always working together. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are correct.
Yeah. And I think one of the main topics we're going to talk about today, correct me if I'm wrong, it's condos is where you want to start it. Is where you want to start.
Yes.
Sure.
We love talking about condos.
It's very exciting.
Who doesn't love talking about condos?
It's a very important topic right now.
I guess on a serious note, if we have to be serious, we're facing a lot of challenges with hi, Boo.
Hi.
We're facing a lot of challenges with HOAs, and specifically the master insurance policy, or even just getting insurance in general.
For the interior of the condo, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and there's a HO6, and then there's, what's the master insurance policy called?
A master insurance.
Okay. Damn, I'm good.
That was good.
This is going so well.
Nice work.
All right, so what are we running into right now? What's the problem? What are you seeing? Come on, Boo. Speak up.
Well,
you have to stop talking.
on escrows that I receive where the property is in a community where there's a master insurance policy, we are ordering association documents. And when we're placing that order for documents, it's within a day, sometimes up to 3 days at worst when I'm like ordering them. And then it's another 7 days sometimes until I actually receive the documents. So we're like 10 days into an escrow by the time I receive that master insurance policy. And I'm sending that off to a lender.
Quick side note, by the way, some escrows are like 21, 15, 14 days, right?
Right. So we're already like halfway there. And at that point is when we really find out, oh, shoot, there might be a problem.
I'm so glad you didn't cuss. I'm so proud of you. You said shoot.
I did say shoot.
We're doing good here.
No cussing today. At least for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we're finding out that we have issues with the master insurance. There's not enough coverage, or perhaps it's expired. They gave me the wrong insurance. And then when I'm calling to get the update, they're like, hey, we haven't found one yet. And that gets me in a spot because now I'm dealing with a community that is not insured, which has happened a few times.
So buyers are listening to this, realtors are listening to this. What would your advice be? People who are clearly going to be making offers on condos to try to get ahead of that stuff. Is it even possible?
A listing agent can get ahead of it by asking their seller for a copy of the master insurance. They can reach out to their HOA and get a copy.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many listing agents are actually doing this?
Very few. Very few. But there
Come on, listing agents.
That's why we're doing this.
There are some good ones that I work with that actually do that. And they will actually upload and put a copy of the master insurance as part of their listing. So a buyer has it to review in advance, which is kind of nice.
That's huge.
That's
huge. And then that ties in with the insurance because number one, someone can call me and say, hey, I'm buying a condo. I need a condo insurance policy. And I can quote it how I think the master policy might be written, or how typically a condo is covered, or the HOA's master policy is covered. But a lot of the time I have to look at that master policy to determine how I'm insuring the individual condo unit.
What folks might not know, right, if they're listening to you, is that what you're doing on a condo insurance policy for the individual is walls in.
Correct.
Right?
The interior of the unit.
And the master covers
the outside, typically.
Outside.
But that's what I'm referring to.
Are you running into other situations?
It's just really hard to insure a condo right now. Not even talking about the master policy.
And why is that, though?
Well, it's the same reason why it's hard to find insurance in general in California is there's just not enough carriers in the state writing that product.
Okay.
So we still have options. It's just taking, like my most competitive condo carrier takes 3 days to get a quote back. So
yeah, and what's different for you and what puts you in a uniquely strong position right now is you're an insurance broker, not a captive agency.
Correct.
So all these all these agencies or insurance companies that you typically see advertising in commercials on TV.
Yeah.
Geico.
Yeah.
The green thing. What do we call that? Gecko?
The gecko.
The lizard.
Flow with Progressive. Mayhem with Allstate.
Uh-huh.
Yes. They have funny commercials.
Funny commercials, but good luck getting insurance in California.
Exactly. I joke about it all the time. Like,
thanks for the laugh.
Yeah.
But no thanks for the insurance.
It's exactly how it goes. That's exactly right. So yes, I am able to help.
But why is that and they're not?
Because I have multiple options. So
yeah. That's what a broker is, right?
Exactly. I'm shopping with multiple carriers, and I'm shopping with the few carriers that are left in the state. So I'm pretty lucky to be able to help.
Yes.
Especially with condos.
And she's pleasant to talk to.
She
right?
is.
Most of the
and
time.
Speaking of that too.
So are you, boo.
There's a customer service aspect too that is really nice to working with someone like MK as well, because sometimes I'll get a buyer who's shopping insurance companies and they'll decide to go with like you mentioned, a Geico.
AAA.
Or even recently, like Costco insurance.
Costco. Come on, Costco.
But when you
stick with your giant meats and bags of chips and big screen TVs.
Get out of the insurance.
Insurance, really? Leave us alone.
I know, they do get into everything. It's too much. But what sucks though is when you're in an escrow and you need to get a copy of the evidence of insurance to get the lost payee changed and the vesting, or you need something done. I'm dealing with a website, logging in. Hopefully I have the right credentials. I don't know. It
or
goes
automated phone robot trying to get the right thing.
Good luck trying to get through to someone. Whereas
Has
with
that
MK,
delayed closings, boo?
Not delay.
Or at least makes everyone's life miserable in the process.
It makes everyone's life miserable because then I spend 2-3 hours trying to get something, whereas I could just send MK a text, be like, hey, I need this, and she sends it over.
So what we'd like for y'all to do is make our lives easier, okay?
Please.
Be nice to your service providers.
Yes, absolutely. I think to that point, like escrow, literally, they handle everything for you, right? They're like the in-between for that whole process. And so working with someone like a Lorraine or a me, or like anytime there's like someone who really cares about the service and is involved, it makes the process so much easier, right? So even if it's even if a AAA or a Costco gets you the document the same day, it's a lot more, which doesn't
Same day.
happen.
In other words, not possible.
Nice.
If they could.
That would be nice.
It's still, when something happens down the road, you're not going to have someone to call and say, hey, I need this, right? Or like after escrow closes, something, you might have a question, a follow-up, and like you might not feel as comfortable. You're working with someone like a Lorraine who's going to be there for you and do that. So I think that's...
Well, what ends up happening is they call the call center and you get the person out of state that says, hello, sir, let me get my script so I can read it.
Yeah.
I just got trained yesterday. I don't know what insurance means, but I'm here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Is that really what you want?
Yeah, no.
It's kind of annoying.
It is. It is.
And they're going to try to sell you an umbrella policy or whatever else.
Which you should have. So get the umbrella policy.
All right, so not so bad.
Do it.
See, aren't they pleasant? All right, is there anything else we missed? Wasn't there something else we were supposed to talk about?
Did we cover it? I think that was it.
Shop for insurance up front. Do you feel like buyers are waiting too long? Outside of the HOA and the master, what about individual insurance and the shopping?
For sure.
Realtors are getting really good about making sure that they're that their clients are calling on day 1, day 2 for insurance. Most of the clients I'm talking to, we just opened today. We just opened yesterday.
Yeah.
That's huge for everyone involved. Escrow, lender, everyone.
It is important. And I'm asking for that contact information within 24 to 72 hours of the escrow being opened. I'm sending them a form that they complete in DocuSign to tell me who their agent is, the phone number, and who I need to talk to there, because I need that information up front. I need to make sure we're communicating.
Being a lender, from my perspective, these two categories, escrow and insurance, if you are dealing with subpar, lame escrow or insurance, it really shifts the transaction and makes everyone kind of miserable, and potentially means we're not closing on time or not closing at all. So, just make sure you're hiring professionals.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks for listening to us. Hopefully it wasn't too cringy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.